Hey friends, this is Kelly Calabrese. I'm guessing that if you're watching this, you were blindsided by a divorce. I want to say that I hate that for you. I understand the excruciating pain of what it feels like to be on the receiving end of those words that your marriage is ending, the person doesn't want to be married to you, they're no longer committed, however it was said. You might have gone along in your marriage and think, well, yeah, we had some disagreements, we don't get along about everything, maybe we even had a few blow-ups, but you just did not see this coming, and it literally feels like this smack in the face. You probably remember the moments. You might have literally felt like your heart and soul were about to tear. The other person, for whatever reason, was just unwilling or unable to continue in your marriage. And let's just be real, it is extremely, excruciatingly difficult. When you're married, your souls are brought together, they are tied and united together. It is a fleshly, spiritual, physical, mental thing. And now it's all unraveling. Believe it or not, it's actually common. There's a syndrome. It's called sudden divorce syndrome. It's a thing. Actually, more women than men tend to do that, but it could go either way. And sometimes there's just a breaking point where the person just says, that's it, I'm done. And it may have happened in the heat of the moment, but for the most part, the person who asked to leave the marriage has been thinking about it on average for 2 years. So, what does that mean? It means that person has had a 2 year head start on average. It could have even been longer, that they've already been processing this. They've already been unraveling the marriage. They're thinking about where they're going to live, they're going to get an apartment, how they're going to tell their mom, what they're going to say at work. They may already be dating or on a dating site. You're getting hit in the face where they've had a lot of time to think this through and process it. The person who asked to leave the marriage, again, 2 years, the person who is receiving this news, the rejection they're feeling is just really overwhelming. So, what do you do? Number one, if it's possible to reconcile the marriage, that is always a goal. And maybe obviously it's not going to happen in the heat of that moment, but it should absolutely be a conversation. See if you can get to the bottom of what the issues are, where it broke down, communication that could potentially happen. But let's just say, in general, what do you do now? Number one, this sounds counterintuitive, but remain calm. Getting emotional, explosive, reactive, defensive, none of those things will help in the moment. And you may even do things that you will regret or to further damage the chance of reconciliation. In that moment, you might ask some just necessary questions. You might ask if there's another person. You might ask, what about the children? Obviously, if children are around, this is not the place to even have this conversation. But stay calm and make it as constructive as possible, not letting your emotions really overtake. Step away, have some time to consider, and then come back. The next thing you want to do is really get support. This is where you need wise counsel, friends, family, consider professional counseling, church groups, prayer groups, any place where you can get a group of people that are ahead of you in this situation, that are equipped to help you in the situation, and let them equip you. Do not get with your divorced friends who will start going, oh, you're better off. He was terrible anyway. No, that's not what you need. You need wisdom in this situation and to be loved and supported. Another thing is you really need to protect yourself. So look at your financial statements, your bank accounts, your debt. Get with your accountant and also an attorney just to see legally what you need to do to protect yourself. You may want to immediately separate everything financially, but do check with your accountant and your attorney. I am not one, and there are different laws in different states, but it has happened that one of the spouses can go and bring up debt and it's in both names. So you do need to really protect yourself. You also need to be your own advocate for your future. So this is a major life event. In the Bible, God says he hates divorce for a reason. It is awful. It blows up every area of your life like a tornado. So everything could change. Your where you live, where you work, where your kids go to school, your friend group, just so much can change. So be an advocate for you as you're going through this grief cycle of the anger and the shock and the bitterness and the depression. Keep hope about a good future that is possible for you, even if it doesn't look like it in this moment. And then I'll say finally, the self care is really important. So make sure you're sleeping, you're nourishing your body, you're hydrating, and not doing the opposite of those things. So to sometimes mask the pain, we'll turn to alcohol, another relationship, escapism, isolation. I mean, there's so many negative things we can do. So do things that will really care for yourself, because you're going to need to be well in this season, because there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of mental demands, physical demands, and so on. So if you're a woman who finds yourself in any season of separation, divorce, or post-divorce, I would love to invite you to my free Facebook private group. It's called Intentionally Fabulous. And there I empower women to overcome the stress, the rejection, and the fear of divorce to create a fabulous bonus life. So please share this with anyone if this was helpful. I would love if you would comment and like below, and hope to see you and get to know you inside the group.